Activity in Spain's factories have eased further in September, data shows today, with manufacturing growth at its lowest level in nearly 2 years. So are we seeing signs that the country's economic recovery has peaked? Looking at this and more data coming out of Spain, I'm joined by economist with Oxford Economics, Angel Talavera. So earlier this week, Angel, we saw Spain's inflation rate drop 0.9% in September, the fastest rate in 7 months. This comes as the Eurozone fell back into deflation. So both of these areas are feeling the pressure from falls in energy prices. But what do you think this means in terms of QE?
Yeah, we saw a big drop in inflation in Spain especially, and this was a bit more severe than expected. And we also saw the Eurozone now falling briefly into deflation. The good news is that this is almost entirely driven by lower energy prices, so this is expected to be temporary, and we're not too concerned about it in terms of signifying lower demand or a really important slowdown. However, with inflation now being so much below the ECB inflation target, I think this might give the central bank a perfect excuse to probably extend their quantitative easing program. We don't expect that they will increase the amount of purchases, but we think that it is likely or increasingly likely that they will extend the program beyond the current deadline that they have set.
Spain's retail sales continue to grow at a solid pace in August, though the rate of increase was the lowest in 3 months. This is a similar pattern to today's manufacturing PMI. While it's still growing, the rate of growth has sunk to a 21-month low. Taking into consideration all of this data, how does the Spanish economy look? And are we starting to see a slowdown?
Yeah, the latest numbers for activity, retail sales, PMIs, they show that Spain is still expanding at a fairly robust pace, but we're starting to see small signs of a deceleration. GDP growth in the second quarter was 1%, and according to our model, we are currently forecasting that GDP growth for the third quarter will be 0.8%. So this basically confirms this view that economic activity peaked in Q2 and that now it's starting to decelerate. However, economic activity in Spain remains very strong for European standards, and Spain is going to continue to be one of the fastest growing economies in the Eurozone for the time being. So we're not very concerned so far about this.
On Sunday, we saw Catalans vote yes to independence, with secessionist parties securing 72 out of 135 seats. What kind of impact do you think this will have on the Spanish general election come December?
Yeah, the Catalan vote on independence, I think, is going to be one of the central debates on the upcoming elections, the national elections in Spain that will take place in December. We're starting to see increased political noise in Spain with this issue. I think the elections gave an outcome that doesn't really solve the problem in the short term, because you have almost a perfect 50-50 split between the supporters of independence and the people that are against it. And like I said, I think the debate for the national elections is going to be very, very focused on this issue, and I think whatever government comes out of that election will need to essentially look at this issue very closely and try to solve it, because the risk of not doing so could mean an increased political risk for Spain, which could have effects on the overall economy.
That was Angel Talavera with me there. Now for more insight and analysis like this, make sure you're tuning back to Deceleration TV. Bye for now.